The 2011 D 5-cent coin from the United States may look like an ordinary piece of metal, but beneath its simple appearance lies a story that can spark curiosity, excitement, and even obsession. With the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his historic residence Monticello on the reverse, this coin represents continuity, legacy, and the quiet power of everyday objects. Many people pass it from hand to hand without a second thought, unaware that within the world of coin collecting, even such common coins can sometimes carry surprising importance. There is a powerful idea that fuels the fascination with coins like the 2011 D nickel, the belief that something small and overlooked could hold extraordinary value. Stories spread quickly about coins turning ordinary people into overnight success stories, and while these stories are often exaggerated, they are rooted in a real truth. Certain coins, under very specific conditions, can become highly valuable. The excitement comes from the possibility, not the guarantee, and that possibility is what keeps collectors searching. The D mint mark on this coin tells us it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities in the United States. In 2011, millions of nickels were struck there, meaning that the vast majority of these coins are extremely common. This is an important reality to understand because it separates fact from fantasy. A typical 2011 D nickel found in circulation will usually be worth exactly 5 cents, no more, no less. But the story does not end there. Within those millions of coins, there is always a small chance that something unusual occurred during the minting process. These unusual features, known as mint errors, are what collectors dream of finding. A coin struck slightly off-center, a doubled image caused by a die misalignment, or a planchet flaw can turn a normal coin into a rare collectible. These are not common, but they do exist, and when discovered, they can command impressive prices. Condition is another factor that can dramatically influence value. Coins that have never been used in everyday transactions are called uncirculated or mint state coins. These pieces retain their original shine, sharp details, and clean surfaces. A 2011 D nickel in perfect or near-perfect condition, especially one graded highly by professional services, can be worth significantly more than face value. However, even the best examples typically reach into tens or hundreds of dollars, not millions. The idea of a modern nickel being worth millions is more of a dream than a reality. Coins that have reached such extraordinary prices are usually extremely rare, historically significant, and often centuries old. That said, the excitement around modern coins comes from the hunt. The idea that a rare error might be hiding in your pocket change creates a sense of adventure that few other hobbies can match. Collectors often spend hours examining coins under magnification, looking for tiny details that others might miss. They study minting techniques, learn to genuine errors, and compare their finds with known examples. Over time, this knowledge becomes a powerful tool, allowing them to separate ordinary coins from potentially valuable ones. The 2011 D nickel can be part of this learning journey, offering a gateway into a much larger world. Another reason this coin captures attention is its connection to American history. The image of Jefferson is not just decorative, it represents ideas of leadership, vision, and independence. Meanwhile, Monticello stands as a symbol of architectural beauty and historical significance. Holding this coin is, in a way, holding a small piece of that legacy. Market demand also plays a critical role in determining value. Even if a coin is rare, it needs interested buyers to achieve high prices. The 2011 D nickel does not have the same level of demand as some older or more famous coins, which limits its potential value. However, unique errors or exceptionally high-grade examples can still attract attention from serious collectors. It is important to approach coin collecting with a balanced mindset. While the dream of discovering a life-changing coin is exciting, it is equally important to understand the realities of the market. Most coins will not bring extraordinary wealth, but they can still offer enjoyment, knowledge, and a sense of accomplishment. Taking care of your coins is essential if you believe you have something special. Avoid cleaning them, as this can damage the surface and reduce their value. Store them in protective holders and handle them as little as possible. If a coin appears unusual, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service to confirm its authenticity and condition. The world of coins is filled with stories, some true, some exaggerated. These stories keep the hobby alive, inspiring new collectors to join and experienced ones to continue their search. The 2011 D nickel may not be a guaranteed treasure, but it is part of that larger narrative, a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold fascination. For content creators or storytellers, coins like this provide the perfect subject. They combine mystery, history, and the promise of hidden value into a single, relatable object. By presenting the facts in an engaging way, you can capture attention while still providing real insight. The journey of coin collecting is not just about money, it is about discovery. Each coin examined, each detail noticed, adds to your understanding and appreciation. Over time, what once seemed ordinary begins to reveal layers of complexity and meaning. If you ever come across a 2011 D nickel that looks different from the rest, take a closer look. Compare it, research it, and seek advice if needed. While the chances of finding a $1 million coin are extremely slim, the process of searching can be just as rewarding as the discovery itself. In the end, the true value of the 2011 D 5-cent coin lies not in guaranteed riches but in the excitement it creates. It invites you to look closer, to question, and to explore. And sometimes, that curiosity is worth far more than the coin itself. The 2013 D. Jefferson nickel was produced by the United States Mint at its Denver facility, which is identified by the small D mint mark on the coin. This tiny letter is more important than it looks. To most people, it's just a detail, but to collectors, it's a key that unlocks the coin's identity, origin, and sometimes even its value. On the front of the coin, you'll find the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a figure deeply tied to American history. His image has been featured on the nickel for decades, and while millions of these coins were produced, not all of them are equal. Some stand out due to condition, rarity, or unique minting errors. Now here's where things start to get interesting. Most 2013 D nickels in everyday circulation are only worth their face value, just 5 cents. However, coins that are in extremely high-grade condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher, can command significantly higher prices in the collector's market. These coins are almost flawless, with sharp details and no visible wear. Condition alone can dramatically change a coin's value. A worn coin that has been used in daily transactions is very different from one that has been preserved carefully. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that look as if they were just minted yesterday. That fresh mint appearance is what separates ordinary coins from collectible ones. But the real hidden treasure lies in minting errors. These are accidental mistakes made during the production process, and they can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks can increase the value of a 2013 D nickel far beyond its face value. For example, a double die error, where the design appears slightly duplicated, can be incredibly attractive to collectors. It's not just a flaw, it's a rare variation that tells a story about how the coin was made. These kinds of errors are not common, which is exactly why they are so valuable. Another type of valuable error is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in a design that is shifted to one side. The more dramatic and clear the error, the more desirable the coin becomes in the collector's market. Even small imperfections like die chips or unusual textures can add to a coin's uniqueness. While they might look like damage to an untrained eye, experienced collectors see them as fingerprints of the minting process, details that make a coin one of a kind. It's also important to understand the role of grading. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on their condition and assign them a numerical grade. A higher grade means better quality and usually higher value. A 2013 D nickel graded at the top of the scale can be worth many times more than a regular one. Now, about those $1 million claims, these are usually misunderstandings or exaggerations. No verified sale of a 2013 D nickel has reached anything close to that level. However, rare coins from other years, especially those with extreme rarity or historical significance, have sold for huge amounts. That's where these myths often come from. Still, that doesn't mean your coin isn't worth checking. Many valuable coins are discovered by ordinary people who simply took a closer look at their spare change. The key is knowledge, knowing what to look for and how to recognize something unusual. If you think you have a special 2013 D nickel, examine it carefully. Look for sharp details, unusual markings, or anything that seems different from a standard coin. Sometimes, the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Storage also plays a major role in preserving value. Coins should be kept in a dry, safe environment, from moisture and physical damage. Even a rare coin can lose its value if it's not properly protected. Another important factor is demand. The coin market is driven by collectors, and their interest can change over time. A coin that is highly sought after today may become even more valuable in the future, or it may not. Timing can influence value just as much as rarity. The 2013 D nickel may not be a guaranteed ticket to instant wealth, but it represents something more realistic and meaningful: the possibility of hidden value in everyday objects. It reminds us that even the smallest things can hold surprising worth if we know how to recognize it. So instead of chasing unrealistic dreams, focus on understanding the coin, learning its features, and appreciating its place in history. Because sometimes, the real treasure isn't just in the price, it's in the discovery itself.